Hi, welcome back. This week we're going to tackle hydroponics. Join us and see how we get on.
When last were we in here? Years ago.
I think we tried this 2 years ago.
So this greenhouse we haven't been in for quite a while. Essentially when we started growing stuff in the hoop house we kind of just parked this one. But we're going to have another go at getting our hydroponics up and running. We've got a whole lot more of the little bollickies, as we call them, those things there. So we're going to clean out all the pipes, get it all cleaned up, plumbed up, filled up with balls, and hopefully we can grow lettuce, etc. in here through the winter. We did have strawberries growing in all of those tubes there, but they didn't seem to do so well, and I think it's because their roots were just hanging in the air. So we're going to fill these all up with balls as well. That should retain some of the water and hopefully give us better results. But I'm going to have to clear out all the cobwebs and spiders before Mandy will set foot in here. I have to make a new door as well. Going to take all the crap out of here. Jesus. Oh, here's my connectors and stuff.
Great to see a man with a broom in his hands.
You don't mind if I use your company car?
Just don't crash it.
Wow, you put a spell on me. It's safe for you to come in. There's no more spiders and webs left. Don't do that. You have to break everything you touch. Well, it sure looks like that from my end.
You're not looking properly.
Oh, you mean I haven't seen half the stuff you've buggered? Gross. It's been lying there for a while. I couldn't find a decent sized plastic bucket to use, so I made one myself out of wood and lined it with plastic. So this one's leaking, so we're going to reline it. Hopefully that'll be sorted. Now Mandy's got no excuse to not come in here. There's no spiders, hey?
Not that I can see, but I haven't got my glasses.
Yeah, well, just come in here with your glasses off. And now I want to clear all this crap out of the gutter and off the roof.
Mess, mess, mess. Wherever he works.
You said don't break anything.
Someone's going to have to come along and clean all that mess up. I wonder who that'll be.
Well, that's done, almost. At least Mandy can go in there now. It's cleaned up. And of course,
But it's a little bit more of an organized mess.
yeah.
We might have to clean it. It looks like it's got black mold on it. So we'll get that sorted. I've cleaned up most of Clive's mess here. And I'm sure you can now see that the roof and the gutter are now cleaned and free of all pine needles. Looking good.
Okay, let's pull out all these old staples. Getting ready to put the new plastic in. Oh, we need staples. Okay.
We filled the tank with water so that we could check for leaks and flush out the system.
Nothing coming out the bottom yet.
Oh, a lot of dirt coming out.
Yeah, I know, that's what we expect.
Oh.
That's why we're flushing it.
How long do you like to let it run?
2 days. Half an hour or so.
And just now when you go and hook up that, you want to get rid of the leaks here. I remember that from last time.
I mean, come on, woman. Hey? Yeah, that one's leaking from the bottom one. The rest were all
Go
tape.
get your tape.
Okay.
We only purchased 2 bags of the clay balls to fill the orange pipes, but clearly we underestimated how much was needed. So, on the list to buy are more bags of clay balls. As the water started going through the pipes, we saw that the balls were overflowing on the bottom pipe. Uh-oh. Okay.
You miscalculated, yeah? That's why I haven't mixed any grow juice in there. We'll empty that out and then put grow juice in. Just going to have to check the flows to make sure it doesn't overflow. That's not draining out properly at the bottom. I think some of the small balls have clogged up the wire mesh that I've got. Plan is to remove these auto openers, seal those closed, and I'm going to put in some solar powered venting fans. Don't have power in here. How we were powering it before was with 2 solar panels, an inverter and some batteries, but those batteries are being used elsewhere now, so we're going to run a temporary, well, we're just going to run an extension cord to it until I get back next trip and we can put in a more permanent solution. Plan is to chase conduiting into this wall all the way down to the gate where I've got a distribution board that's got a circuit in it for plugs. So we're back into the greenhouse today. I've done a bit of fixing and taping and what have you. I'll show you now. So I've taped it up there, it was leaking, and we're basically ready to go. Just have to drain out all this dirty water. It's from dust and stuff that's come off the balls. Get that all cleaned out and then mix up the magic juice. So I'm going to just suck on the other end of the pipe and we can vacuum out all that crap. Try and suck up and it'll be here for a while. So we had a bit of an issue last night. Funky brackets I made disintegrated because they were plywood and weren't treated. So it's given us a chance to clean out the bottom pipe, which was getting jammed and had a whole lot of crap in it. So I'm going to make some more mounts quickly and put this back together. So this we have to feed in here while we feed it in the other one. That other pipe over there. Look like that. Bring it, push. Push that, okay. That should be cool. Alright. So I'm just taping it so that it doesn't leak. The reason I haven't glued it is if we ever need to take this apart to clean it, we won't be able to. Mixing up the magic juice, we put 10.6 grams of calcium nitrate into 20 liters along with 10.6 grams of master blend and 5.3 grams of magnesium sulfate. Give it a good scommel and zap it in the tank. Take a while. Water's not even here yet. add a whole lot more balls because there's nothing in some here.
Unfortunately, Clive ran out of time to do the floater. It does need recovering, otherwise it was leaking out the bottom there, which is obviously no good to anybody. So, because I'm in a hurry to plant, I've created my own floater, which has got the magic muti in it. I've got peat, and I'm going to start putting some lettuce seeds in there. And then I'll just stand it in the floater, so it should do the same thing, but just on a much smaller scale. Alright, so I've planted now. In the floater box, I have planted some lettuce, a couple of cucumbers. I have got snippings from a bougainvillea and 2 rose bushes I have. One is red, one is white. We've got those in there, and I will cover up with the dome, which is sitting over there. And hopefully we'll get results in a couple of days. I have taken some snippings from the strawberries and have put them into the grey areas. We'll see how they take. They had pretty good roots, so that should be a good start. Although Clive said to me, do not put strawberries in the orange containers, I obviously don't have very good listening skills. This is more of a test for me before the lettuce and that grows, to see how it's going to work with the balls, because we didn't do that a couple of years ago. These ones don't have the greatest roots, and I have literally just stuck them in amongst the balls just to see how we get on. I'll report back in a couple of days. They can be taken out and then put back into the grey ones, which is where he wanted them. As per usual, when things go wrong, they always go wrong the day after Clive leaves. Murphy's Law. At the minute, I have a bit of a leak problem here. And I'm not 100% sure where it's coming from, you see. So I'm going to have to try and sort that out. Otherwise, I'm going to be losing a lot of water. It's very wet down there. Look at this. It's coming from here, but I actually can't seem to find the leak. As much as I tried to repair, it wasn't happening. So I rather switched off and waited upon Batman's return.
So after I left the last trip, this hydroponics thing was leaking so badly, Mandy had to switch it off. So we'll have to sort that out before I leave. Some action here.
You can see these, they've got the little leaves, so they seem to be okay. These ones I haven't quite seen.
What are those?
Green peppers. I decided just to put rooting
okay,
juice.
it's coming. It's looking like it.
Well, the leaves are telling me they're okay.
Yeah. And that's all lettuce down there.
That's lettuce.
What lettuce?
I slowly started seeing. I forgot to label.
Iceberg. No, it can't be iceberg. We can't grow iceberg lettuce.
And if you look at this one rose.
No, we can't eat roses, man.
There, it's coming with new leaves.
Okay.
Well, remember the last time I videoed, I said that we have an issue with leaking. So I'm going to empty, it's the bottom one, so it was over here and down at the other end. I did such a good job putting all this tape back on, and I actually can't get it off, which is a little on the frustrating side. I'm going to hold here.
I got that. You got that side. I got it.
Lift it up. Huh, quicker than picking olives.
Where else was it?
Just on that bend.
Yeah. So I left the last time. A day later, Mandy had broken it. It was leaking all over the place. And just like with tying knots, if you can't tie knots, tie lots. How many rolls of tape did you use, babe? I know. We're going to give this a wash out as well. Just.
Surely it would be better to put the other pipe on first while you can.
No, because you can't get the tape through here, so you've got to tape these two pieces together first. So this needs to come on here like that. Move the bucket out the way.
Okay, just let it drop.
Yeah, I understand.
Let me just take this off.
Just clean the outside, not the inside. Yeah, I know, I'm just got to get this to the... See, now that's the problem. Let go. I might have to bite the bullet.
Glue them.
And take the whole thing apart, glue them and push them together, and then it never comes apart again. Hey, that's encouraging. No water.
Oh, hallelujah.
And it's flowing.
Today, I'm going to start separating these lettuce leaves that are getting a little too leggy and putting them into the hydroponics that has now been fixed. And we'll see how we get on with that. I can tell you that I did put some of the strawberries back in. That was about 3 days ago. So far, they seem to be doing okay. Just put the coconut peat into the baskets, press down so I can get it filled nice and tight. And then I just take my little stick, make a hole in so that I can just pop the lettuce seedling through. These were the rose snippings I took. This one doesn't look so healthy. I'm going to cut that part off, but if you look very closely, there is a new bud coming through here. So I'm going to take these out of the pots and put them into the pool noodles and then into the hydroponics. I did do this a couple of years ago and it really did work very well, so we'll do it again. Banana seedlings, as you can see, they're getting quite long. So I'm going to remove a couple of those and put them into another pot, into the hydroponics. I'm trying to ensure that the root is really at the bottom. I have no idea if bananas like to grow in hydroponics, but we'll give it a chance and see. You don't know until you try, right? These were some of the strawberries that I brought out of the veggie garden, and I can't put them into the big grey pipes because that is not long enough. The roots are coming, so I'm just going to put them in the hydroponics until such time. In fact, I'm going to use a pool noodle. So I'm just going to open that up, pop that in. I can see there's a new shoot coming there. No, that's not going to work. The roots are not long enough. So go back to what I was doing and pop it into the basket. Once the roots become longer, I will then transfer it into the pool noodle into the grey pipes. See, there's a new little shoot coming there. Alright, just to recap, I have taken one of the peppers out of the water with the rooting juice, and I've taken a couple out of there that was in one pot that had the hydroponic booty in it. I've also taken a couple of the banana seedlings, the lettuce, and a couple of the roses. And what I have done is I have now transferred the lettuce seedlings, have gone into peat and into the hydroponics. Some I'm trying with just the sponge. We'll see how that goes. And then, as I said, I took a couple of the roses. That's a rose, and that's a rose. That one up over there is also a rose, but it didn't have any roots. So we'll have to wait and see how that does. These strawberries, their roots weren't long enough to go into the grey pipes, so I've put them back into here, and we'll see how that goes in a couple of days. Transferred a couple of the banana seedlings just to see how they get on, and once they get bigger I can transfer into pots. These strawberries I put in a couple of days ago, they're all doing fine except that one. But obviously the roots weren't long enough to get through, but I'll hold on and see what happens. That was the green pepper that was in rooting powder in water, and that was a rose. Right, let's go and have a look and see what everything's looking like after a few weeks of being in the hydroponics. The lettuce that I transferred are slowly coming up, and hopefully when Clive gets back on the next trip we'll get the air vents in. Strawberries are doing okay. What I have done up here is I've transferred a few of the roses and the green peppers into baskets here. When they get longer roots, I will then put them into the grey pipes. Strawberries seem to be hanging in there. That's a rose and that's a green pepper. They seem to be okay. Some more strawberry snippings out of the garden and have popped them in there. We'll see how they go. The banana seedling is doing okay. These are a few of them that I have left in the floater. That's not a floater. The roses are doing okay. Bougainvillea is coming on strong. And I will get those into the hydroponics in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It does help the channel to grow. And I'm hoping we'll get to 1,000 subscribers for Christmas. That would be a bonus. See you next week. Ciao!